breakout Sydney-based country music artist Alex Ma's impressive track record of producing number one radio singles in Australia creates high expectations for his latest highly anticipated single, Whiskey Neat, that you just heard a few seconds ago. The song clearly showcases Alex's undeniable talent and marks his second single to be released to Australian radio, as well as unambiguously confirming his determination to continue making a significant impact on the Australian country music landscape and cementing his rightful place therein. Following the unprecedented success of his debut single that summer, last year, and his debut EP, The Long Way Home, Alex has quickly become Australia's most streamed new country artist because listeners are drawn to the raw emotion and heartfelt sincerity that have become hallmarks of his music. I'm truly delighted to have Alex standing by on the phone waiting to have a chat with me. So let's bring him on air right now. Hello, Alex. How are you today?
Good, Harry. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. All the better for listening to your dulcet tones. Great song that I played, Whiskey Neat. Did you write that on your own?
I wrote that with my manager, and he manages another artist and has worked with, his name's Floyd. He's a producer, songwriter, and has worked with him for many years. So we got him on the track. He's more hip-hop based, so it was cool to bring him into the country world to get a little help on that.
Why not? We can all do with a bit of help now and then, hey?
Yeah.
Look, I'd just quickly like to welcome you to the Country Club. This is the first time I've spoken to you on the program, and I hope it won't be the last, because I'm expecting to get a lot more music from you.
Thank you for having me on. Definitely, there's so much music that I've got banked up, and it's now it's time to release it to radio and release it to the world. I've been doing a lot of DSP releases to Spotify and Apple and all that, so now it's time to put it to radio and kind of get around and start meeting people and talking.
That's great. Excellent. I'll come back to you on that one in a minute, but because I want to explore what you might have coming up in the way of gigs. But first of all, tell us the story behind Whiskey Neat. What was the inspiration behind it?
So we wrote it just really thinking about, we wrote it during that whole COVID period of everyone being locked at home, and I just wanted to write a song that was really about just having a drink and getting back to having a good time and just forgetting about really everything that's going on in the world, and just want to drink that whiskey neat and have a good time. So I kind of didn't want to write a song that's anything too deep, just something that's an easy listen and you can put it on while you're driving, and you don't have to get into your emotions about it. You can just put it on, have a listen, and feel like you're having a good time. Fair
enough. Do you drink a lot of whiskey?
I'm more of a rum drinker, but when I drink old fashions, I have it with whiskey, yes.
Okay. I can't stand it. I'm a bourbon man myself.
Yeah, bourbon's good as well.
Yeah.
I like it all.
Yeah, wild turkey, mate, the way to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yummo. But I'm not drinking it at the moment. Let me make that clear. I might sound like it, but I'm not. All right, so importantly, where can people go and buy your music?
So it's available every single place that you can stream music and buy it. I'm very lucky that I work with some great people that have put it out to basically every site that you can go on to buy music or listen to music. You can.
Okay, all right. Do you have a website where people can go and buy it?
Yep. It's just alexmathamusic.com.
Okay, cool. Just give us that address again, if you would.
It's alexmathamusic.com.
Excellent. All right. Make a note of that, listeners. You can go there and buy yourself your own particular copy of Whiskey Neat and anything else that Alex has got up there. Probably a T-shirt and a cap or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. You got any merch up there?
We're about to release merch. We had a run of merch when I was playing my headline shows.
Okay.
But we just did that for that specific moment in time, and now we're getting new stuff ready for all the new releases. So within the next week or two, there'll be some stuff up there that you can purchase and get your hands on.
Excellent. All right. That's Good to know. So, how long have you been playing music?
Before music, I was a professional football player with Melbourne Storm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was with the Melbourne Storm for a long time. I got signed at 15 and just so happened I had a knee injury and started playing guitar. And that was about 11 years ago that I've been playing guitar. And then when you could go viral on Facebook, I started to add the singing aspect into it.
Okay.
And that was about 7 years ago. And I just got lucky and put a few videos up, and there was a few people in Sydney that said, hey, we'd love to have you come to Sydney and do some writing camps.
Okay.
And so I flew down and met a lot of the people that I write with today and sing with today. So I've been having a crack at it now for about, I'd say, 7 years.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Can I ask how old you are, Alex?
I'm 27 now.
Okay, all right. You sound a bit younger, but I was surprised to hear that you actually played a little bit of rugby, and I'm also surprised that you played for Melbourne Storm when you live in Sydney. So how did that come about?
When I was with Melbourne Storm, I was living in Brisbane, so it came through their East Tigers, which is Melbourne Storm's feeder club there.
Ah, right. Okay, I understand. Ah, interesting. All right. Sorry to hear about your knee injuries. That's.
Well, it happens. It's led to something good, so.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Well, I get that. But it would have been a bit painful, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't nice when it happened, and they actually messed up the surgery, which is why I had so much time to play guitar and learn to sing. Put my poor parents' ears, though, when I was learning to sing and learning to play. They dealt with it, which is nice, and I can do what I can do today because they just blocked their ears and let me figure it out.
Oh, yeah, it takes me back to when I was learning guitar and I was practicing at home. I drove my mum absolutely nuts. But anyway, that's so I understand where you're coming from. I hear.
Nice. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun learning, but once you get the hang of it, it feels a lot better.
Oh yeah. Once I actually learned how to play guitar and became a little bit accomplished, things got a lot better.
Yeah, but, nice. Do you have a favourite guitar of yours?
Sorry?
Do you have a favourite guitar of yours?
I'm a Strat man. I've got a couple of three. Well, I've got two Strats and a Squire.
Nice. I love a Strat myself.
Yeah, they're great. I probably should have got I did have a Tele when I started playing when I was quite young, but unfortunately,
I think you can never have too many guitars. So I'm the kind of guy that sees a new one. I go, Tele, yeah, okay. I think I should get that one.
Yeah,
to the collection.
A Tele's a good choice, but mine got knocked off, so I never saw it again after that. And it was an L series too because I bought it in 1966. So yeah.
Gee, sorry to hear it got knocked off. That sucks.
Yeah, sorry to see it go, but there you go. Anyway, you learn from your mistakes, my friend. Hopefully.
Yeah, indeed.
All right. So, what actually drew you? Like you got your injury, and what made you decide to turn to music? To become a singer and a songwriter and a musician. What influenced you?
I was pretty lucky growing up. Like my dad and mum always had music on just constantly. There was never a silent moment, whether it was from Alan Jackson to ABBA to Backstreet Boys. Like it was a massive array of music that was just happening all the time as I was a kid. So I got exposed to a lot of music when I was younger, and obviously in the car you just start singing along with them and you gravitate towards the stuff that you love. And mine was always like the Garth Brooks CDs and the Alan Jackson stuff.
Right.
And because you'd have those like 6 CD stackers,
yep.
You just have those wherein which was like an Alan Jackson, Brad Paisley, Rascal Flatts. Who else do we have? I think there was an ABBA one in there from Mum. So that was just on rotate constantly. So it was those ones I was listening to, and I was just listening to like the first song I ever wrote. I was listening to Drive by Alan Jackson. I'm like, I want to write a song that's, maybe I could write a song like this. And the first song I wrote was absolutely horrible. Yeah, it was nowhere near close to that song. But once I was writing it, I felt kind of like, I feel like there's something in this. And then I got into studying songwriting and how hits are written, how there's certain melodic math behind hit songs. And once I went down that deep hole, that was the end of it. That's just like, all right, I'm obsessed with this now, and I just haven't stopped since.
Okay, all right. You've pretty much ticked all the boxes out of my playlist. You know, Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks, and Dierks Bentley, etc., etc. You know, that really describes the set list, the playlist I've got for my program. So we've got a lot in common.
They're the best. Like, there's just like, and this is the thing that I try when I write for other artists. Like in my bio that you read at the start, I write for a lot of artists here in Australia. And
really? Okay.
And that's what I try to bring. I like show them this old classic stuff that I'm like, listen to the lyrics of this stuff that they wrote. It wasn't just, I'm going to write this to try and get a hit. It was a hit because a lot of people could resonate with what they're talking about. So every time I do a session, I'm always bringing up an old Rascal Flatts song. I'm like, listen to the vocals they did and the ad-libs they did.
Yeah, they're sharp, I'll tell you. You know, they absolutely know what they're doing. They're a great outfit. I've got a lot of time for those guys. Three-part harmonies and all that sort of stuff, and tight, really tight. You know.
Oh, it's just amazing. Harmonies are incredible. I love harmonies so much. I wish I was better. I wish I was better at them, but when I hear them, I'm like, oh, that's the best sound. Just hearing those three parts, and like even going to like Hanson, I think those guys like Bop, the acoustic version,
right? Yep.
Insane. Like the harmonies they have in that, it's just crazy.
Amazing. Yeah, we're on the same page with that. Absolutely. But I'd encourage you to keep practicing, because singing harmonies is a great thing to do. I think anyway. In many ways, I used to prefer singing harmonies to the main vocals. You know, because it was a bigger challenge to me anyway.
Yeah. And it feels great too, like when you get that harmony and you can feel it resonating in your chest, like it feels incredible.
Yeah, when you get it right, you know it, and it's a good feeling, I agree. So I'd encourage you, to keep practicing and stick with it, because it's something that you will get the hang of if you stick with it, so keep going with it.
Thank you.
All right, now let's talk about quickly your main influences. Who do you look to? I think you've probably mentioned a few of them, but who do you look to mainly as your main influences as a songwriter?
Well, my main influence over the last few years in terms of success level would be obviously what Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen are doing, and just really like elevating country music to a worldwide standard. I love looking back at the old stuff that, like I said, like the Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks have done, and just that real core country music fan. But what Morgan and Luke have done have turned people that used to bully people for liking country music, or, they didn't think it was cool. Even those people are out at shows right now. So, the music side of stuff, I look back to the old classics, but in terms of like the social world and the bigger picture, I love what Morgan and Luke have done to make the whole world go, hang on a minute, country music's kind of cool. Yeah, I get that. Again, two of my favourite artists, and I've got a lot of their stuff in my playlist. So you and I are on the same page with so many things, but it would seem that's good. It means I'm talking to the right people. That's right. Well, I don't know. In my case, I'm not too sure about that, but still, it's nice to hear a compliment like that. Now, now you've probably performed, quite a lot so far in your career. But what would be your most memorable experience so far as a performer? What would it be? I went to Singapore a couple of years ago and played Music Matters. Oh, right. Which is a massive, massive music show over there that people come from all over the world to play. So that was a pretty crazy experience. Wow. Getting to meet the fans over there, because they're just a different level. Like, whether you're whether you're super famous or whether you're just on your way up over there, the fans are crazy. If they think you're
Really?
someone, you'll get in mobbed.
Okay.
So it's an experience. Like, you got to experience what those top guys and girls are getting to experience with the paparazzi and that. You got to have that experience. So
Okay.
I was pretty lucky to get to do that, and I think that's definitely up there.
Okay, that's amazing. Wow. All right. That's yeah. Well, good on you. That's a good experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, I suppose that's the sort of thing, the sort of experience you could take away with you, and that sort of build yourself as an artist using an experience like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I try. I've been pretty lucky where I've got to be in positions that, you get to experience what you experience at the top. So it kind of gives you that extra want to chase it down. Or, I've been in the room with guys that have had #1 Billboard hits, and
Okay.
just talking to them about what they've done. I've really been able to put myself in positions to know what I want to chase and know what I'm looking for, which feels really, really good when you're writing songs or making a TikTok or social media post. Like, you just know where you want to go because you've talked to those people and been in those rooms.
Okay. Yeah. I get that. That would be a great experience. All right. So, if you hadn't become a musician, what do you think you'd be doing now?
Probably writing and producing for people.
Okay.
That's the other side of what I do. Here in Australia, I'm not sure if you would have talked to Robbie Mortimer or Nathan Lamont or Imogen Rain. I do a lot of their stuff, and so working with those artists, and I really love One Republic, what Ryan Tedder does. He produces and writes for artists. So
Right.
if I wasn't doing the artist side of stuff, I would have still found my way into music with writing and producing and mixing and mastering for other
Okay.
people.
All right. Yeah. Well, that is a separate skill and one that is highly valued. When they get it right. I mean, you look at people like Shane Nicholson and people like that who aren't who are well known as artists, but also as producers and recorders and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill that's taken a long time to learn, and there's always one more thing you can do. Whether it's learning a different instrument or learning how to play drums or learning how to compress drums or compress a bass or
Yep.
the different sounds that each guitar makes. Like we were talking about, the difference between a
Yep.
Nelly and a Strat, and knowing what instrument to use in what place of a song. Like, there's just so much you can learn with that. So,
Absolutely.
even when I'm on the artist side, kind of sitting back waiting to release music, I can go to that side of life and just keep learning and keep trying to better.
Yeah. That's yeah. I get, and it's a rewarding experience. I think to do something like that.
Absolutely, especially with the success I've had on that side of having a couple #1s with different artists.
Yep.
And I did a song with Amber Lawrence that ended up being her the title of her album, and she went on to win a Golden Guitar that year. So,
Oh, excellent.
that's just seeing the success that other artists have when I get to do stuff with them feels really good as well.
Great. Yeah, I got a lot of time for Amber Lawrence. I have spoken to her a couple of times. She's a great artist and a lovely person.
Yeah, she's great. She's amazing. Yeah. Super hard working as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Always doing something.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I guess working with someone like that would be a learning experience as well. But anyway, look, Alex, unfortunately we're out of time. So I need to sign off, but I do thank you so very, very much for taking the time out of your Sunday afternoon to have a chat with me. Much appreciated, and I've really enjoyed it. I hope we can do it again sometime.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, and I've loved chatting about everything. And it's good to also chat about the other side of music. And obviously, we come on to talk about Whiskey Neat, but I also love talking about working with other artists and the success of country music in the world. So it's really great to have those chats as well.
Excellent. All right. Well, look, I'm sure you keep the product coming out, and we'll definitely be having another conversation about your next release, I dare say.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm all about playing good Australian content, and you tick the boxes, good stuff.
Well,
Okay.
thank you, and I'll chat to you soon.
All right. Thanks again, Alex, and all the best to you. I wish you every success because you deserve it. So, keep working and, I'm sure you'll get there.